In a quiet little village, where mornings began with the sound of rustling trees, distant birds, and the smell of wet soil after dawn, lived a boy named Amir. He was 17, an age full of dreams for most people, but life had made him older than his years. His house was small, the walls cracked by time, and his family struggled every single day. His father lay sick on a charpai, too weak to work, and his mother spent long hours in the fields, bending under the sun just to put a simple meal on the table. But even with all these problems, Amir's greatest battle was something no one could see, a battle inside his own mind. He had no confidence. Every time he tried to speak in class, his hands trembled. Every time he thought about doing something new, an inner voice whispered, "You can't do it." Statistics say that almost 85% of rural students feel unnoticed, unheard, and unimportant. And more than 70% lose opportunities not because they are incapable, but because they doubt themselves. Amir was one of them. He moved through life quietly, hoping no one would ask him to speak, hoping no one would notice when he failed, hoping his dreams wouldn't embarrass him. But life changes in moments, not in years. And Amir's moment arrived one warm afternoon when the village head stood in the school courtyard and announced a speech competition. The winner would receive a scholarship and a chance to travel to the city for higher studies, an opportunity that could transform someone's entire future. The idea burned inside Amir like a spark, but when he told others he wanted to participate, the laughter came like arrows. "You?" someone mocked. "You can't even speak in front of 10 people." Another boy smirked. "You'll forget your lines in 30 seconds." They laughed because that's all they had ever seen in him. Fear. And sometimes the world believes in your weakness more than you believe in your strength. That night, Amir sat beside his father. The lamp flickered in their small room as the old man looked at his son's troubled face. "Baba," Amir whispered, "do you think I can do it?" His father, with all his weakness, held Amir's hand firmly and said words that would stay in his heart forever. "Beta, confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you choose. And today you must choose to believe in yourself." That single sentence planted a seed inside Amir's heart. The next morning, Amir met someone who became the turning point of his life. His old teacher, Master Halim, a wise man with white hair, gentle eyes, and decades of experience. When Amir shared his fear, Master Halim smiled softly and said, "Confidence grows only when you water it with action." He taught Amir 3 simple habits, each supported by research. First, he said, aim for micro wins. Improve just 1% every day. In 30 days, that small effort becomes almost 35% improvement. Second, fix your posture. Studies show that standing tall increases confidence hormones by nearly 20%. Third, practice speaking to small groups. Talk to just 3 people daily. Confidence grows in small rooms before it grows on big stages. These teachings opened a locked door inside Amir. And so his journey began. Every morning at sunrise, he walked into the open fields to practice. He spoke to cows as he fed them. He practiced speeches between tall green crops where no one judged him. He read loudly near the river while the water carried his voice away. He even gathered little children around him and pretended they were his audience. But confidence does not grow without struggle. He forgot lines. He stuttered. His voice cracked. There were days when he wanted to give up. Villagers mocked him too. Some laughed, "Look at Amir, practicing to embarrass himself." But with every passing day, he improved a little. One sentence became clearer. One idea became stronger. One breath became steadier. That is the power of small steps. They don't look like much in the moment, but when they gather, they transform you. Weeks passed, and the day of the competition arrived. The village hall was packed with students, teachers, and families. The noise was loud, and the lights felt brighter than usual. When Amir's name was called, he felt a wave of fear crash into him. His legs felt heavy. His palms were wet. His heartbeat echoed in his ears. For a moment he thought he would faint. Every insult, every failure, every doubt returned to attack him. He looked around helplessly, until his eyes found something that anchored him. In the far corner of the hall sat his father, weak but smiling with all the strength he had left. That smile pulled Amir back into himself. He took a deep breath, remembered everything Master Halim had taught him, lifted his head, and began. At first his voice trembled like a small flame fighting wind, but slowly something changed. His voice steadied, his sentences grew clearer, his story began to flow, and the noisy hall that had frightened him seconds ago became absolutely silent. Amir spoke about life in the village, about the weight of poverty, about fear, about dreams that looked impossible, about the power of believing in yourself when nobody else does. He shared simple truths, real feelings, even data, how confidence helps people achieve goals nearly 3 times faster, how believing in yourself multiplies your ability to succeed. His words touched hearts because they came from a place of honesty and struggle. When he finished, the entire hall erupted in applause. Some people stood, some wiped their eyes, even the judges exchanged looks of approval. Amir didn't just give a speech, he gave hope. And when the results were announced, his name was called for first place. He had done it. The scholarship was his. His future had changed. The boy who once feared speaking in class had now spoken to hundreds with courage. His father cried quietly, his mother hugged him tightly, and Master Halim placed a gentle hand on his shoulder with pride. That is the power of self-confidence. It doesn't care if you are poor. It doesn't care if people laugh at you. It doesn't care if the world doubts you. Confidence only asks one question. Do you believe in yourself? Amir believed. And because he believed, he rose higher than he ever imagined. And if a 17-year-old boy from a tiny village can transform his entire destiny with one small decision, then why not you? Your life can also change. Your voice can also grow strong. Your future can also expand. All it takes is the courage to choose confidence. Because the moment you trust your own voice, the world finally becomes ready to listen.